This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smokin Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Maniacs. The nightly podcasts are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports. Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails, NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you like all the shows.
All right. Sorry we're late here, but we had some technical issues, but we got them worked out. It's the Wrestletalk show with me, Ralph Williams, Smokin Jim Frazier, and on the phone as well is our special guest, Dan POLINSKY from the Pros of Wrestling. All right, let me get this going here. Let me get that going there. And all right. Dan, welcome to the program. It's great to have you. But first, we're going to say hello, Smokin Jim Frazier. Welcome to you as well to the show.
Hey
guys.
Thanks, Ralph.
How's
hey,
everybody?
Dan. Good.
I'm sorry, Dan. Go ahead.
It's good to be back with you guys again.
Absolutely. It's always great to have you on here. Dan, we'll get to you in just a second here. I got to pay a couple bills. And so there we are with Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-201-0500. Mata is our studio sponsor here, and we're here at Studios 808 in the Allentown section of the city of Pittsburgh. As we're here every Tuesday, 5 to 6 p.m. for the Wrestletalk show. And I have to say this is that we will not be doing Wrestletalk. This is our last show until after the NFL draft or after WrestleMania. We're going to have a special WrestleMania show to accommodate our 32 NFL team that we're doing for the draft and for free agency. Okay, Dan's events here, and it's Bruno Forever. It's this Saturday, March the 15th. Myself, Smokin Jim Frazier will be there. Stan the Man Hansen, Sam Adonis, and a special appearance by Corey Graves and Bob Michelucci, who is a collector, and he collects all kinds of cards, tickets, memorabilia. He's the famous guy for that. He'll be there as well. It's at the Ross Community Center. Don't forget to get your tickets today. Pros of Wrestling. Dan, why I have you here right now, and talk us a little bit about this event.
Okay, well, this is actually going to be a charity fundraiser for the Allegheny County Area Food Bank. So the proceeds from the show will end up being donated to them, along with food collections, which are going to occur during the night. So that's why we're holding the event. That specific charity was chosen by Daryl Sammartino, who is the son of the late Bruno Sammartino. Daryl's a friend of mine, and we've done some things together in the past. And we have done some things for the Sammartino Foundation. And this time around, in speaking to Daryl, he felt that he wanted to see us do something for the food bank. So that's why we decided to make this event. As we're all getting older, the legacy of Bruno Sammartino still lives on, and studio wrestling as well. There are still a lot of people around, and although we're a lot older now than we used to be, there are still a lot of people that often talk about studio wrestling. So we thought we should probably do at least one more nice event to recognize Bruno and recognize Studio Wrestling, knowing that, how many years down the road you probably won't hear a lot about it. So we decided to do this event, and it's going to be March 15th, which is this coming weekend. It's at the Ross Township Community Center. It's a recreation center, and it's going to be kind of an almost, I don't want to say an all-day affair, but the doors are going to open at 4, and the events are going to be lasting till probably 10:30 at night. We've got 7 or 8 good wrestling matches set up, really great matches, actually. And we've got things like vendors that are going to be there displaying memorabilia. We've got some of the children of the Studio Wrestling show wrestlers that are going to be in attendance, and they're actually bringing some memorabilia with them that we're going to be putting on display. One of the examples will be, I think a lot of the people remember the Batman, who was very popular in Pittsburgh wrestling back in the day.
Oh, I remember
his
him.
son is actually coming in from Florida, and he's going to bring the Batman's outfit that he used to wear to the ring, and we'll be putting it on a mannequin, and that as well as other things. So there's going to be a lot of really fun things, great food and things to eat and drink all day. There's going to be a Q&A with Bill Apter. We all know him. He's the world famous wrestling magazine editor. And we've got a lot of people coming in that are associated with wrestling in different ways. Many of them are well known. And of course, Stan Hansen, we're bringing him in. He'll be doing autographs, and he'll be part of the meet and greet as well. So too many things to go over right now. I just tell everybody, get your tickets and come on out, because it's going to be a really good time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Smokin' Jim, you have any questions for Dan?
No, I don't.
All right, Dan. You just had Wrestle Rex. I was there. It was great to see this event go on. Well, tell us a little bit about that the Wrestle Rex.
Well, the Wrestle Rex, we were just in there for the second time. We had a great show, even a lot more people than the first show. We used to do this over in Southside at a much smaller venue called the Enclave, and it was originally the Rex Theater.
Right.
And we grew out of that, and they wanted to go in a different direction. So we had some people that were talking to us about doing something at the City Winery, which is a very popular place in Pittsburgh. It's much larger, modern. It's just a really great venue. So we've gone in there, and we've already got a following of fans. And so we'll be going back there again. And again, that's a really great time. It's primarily standing room only down on the floor where the wrestling occurs. But we do have balcony seating, which it's a premium sitting up there. But, it's really neat because people will actually serve you their drinks up there and that sort of thing. So between that and a lot of the younger fans, they like the standing room only because, they're right there up and close personal to the ring. And it's worked out really well for us. So I think that we're really on to something there, and hopefully that'll be an ongoing thing for a long time. And so we'll just kind of see how it pans out.
All right. Also, I wanted to introduce everybody to the Stronghold Wrestling Academy. If you're interested, check them out on Google. Stronghold Wrestling. They are the academy. They are the academy of Rise Wrestling, RYSE, Rise Wrestling, who does their wrestling at the Uniontown Mall. So check that out as well, the Stronghold Wrestling Academy. All right, program note, as I mentioned earlier, and I'll mention it again, this will be the last Wrestletalk until after WrestleMania. Smokin' Jim and I will be doing a post-WrestleMania show right after WrestleMania on Sunday. Well, not right after, the Tuesday after WrestleMania, we're going to be doing a show. But until we get up to the draft, we're going to have 2 hours of Sports Corner with a whole bunch of people coming from all 32 teams as well. Dan, tell us, you say you have about 7-8 matches lined up on the card, and I understand Corey Graves, your son, will be there. Stan the Man Hansen as well. Talk about that.
Well, yeah, that's correct. We, because of the size of this event, we have virtually sold over double already at this point, over twice as many pre-sold tickets as we normally do on one of our larger events. So we're expecting a large crowd, and I think a lot of it has to do with the talent that we've been bringing in for this event. Obviously, Stan Hansen, he just does not come over this way anymore, and he indicated that the main reason he came to do this is because his friendship with the San Martino family and Bruno. And he virtually said he would do anything involving Bruno San Martino or his family. But he also indicated that this may be his last event over in the Northeast because he just doesn't do these anymore. He's getting up in age. And but because this had to do with Bruno, that was the thing that really piqued his interest when we contacted him. And again, that's really the reason we contacted him. I mean, everybody knows the history behind, Bruno and Stan Hansen, and how Bruno had his neck broken, and Stan Hansen was the guy that was wrestling Bruno at the time. And then they ended up becoming very, very close friends for years and years, and it's really interesting. I love to sit down with the guys like Stan and other people like him from that era, listening to their story. It's really quite amazing, and it just goes to show you how much different wrestling is today than what it was, back in the '60s and early '70s, things like that.
Oh yeah, it's much more about entertainment, not about wrestling. That's what the whole kip and caboodle's about these days. Dan, I think you'll
Yep.
agree with me on that. Tell us a little bit about Bob Michelucci. I understand he's going to be there as well. Tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, we have him. He was actually one of the co-authors of Bruno's autobiography or biography. I'm really not sure, but he's a talented guy that he's put some publications out there. So he knows a lot about the history of Bruno. He's done a lot of research, and again, he's put it in writing and put publications out there. So he'll be an interesting guy, and he'll have things that he's going to be, merchandise that he's going to make available to people. And again, we've got some other vendors coming in that are doing the same. We're going to have Stan Hansen will be doing photographs, signed photographs. Bill Apter will be doing signed photographs. So I'm really not 100% sure yet, who's going to be doing what really until they get there. But it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of interesting things. Bill Apter, he's the editor of all of the major pro wrestling magazines, especially when they were so popular years ago. You couldn't go into a drugstore or any kind of a small grocery store without seeing 6 or 7 wrestling magazines like Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Bill was the editor from there. So Bill he knew Bruno extremely well. They were good friends. Bill has been all over the world, and I mean, all over, talking to wrestlers, getting to know him. And he's a household name in wrestling world. If you mention the word Bill Apter, you just have to say that name and everybody knows who he is. He actually had reached out to us wanting to come out and do this event for us because, he liked what it was all about. He liked the way it sounded. And so we got a hold of him, and we're bringing him in. And so he's going to add a lot. He's going to do a Q&A with a panel of people, one of which will be Stan Hansen. And that's going to be a lot of fun. That'll take about an hour early on. That's going to begin at 5 o'clock. And we've also have Larry Richard from KDKA. He's going to kind of be
Larry.
He's going to be the master of ceremonies, so to speak. He'll be the one to kind of greet the people, and he'll be doing some interviews and things like that. So we've got quite a group of people coming in. So I think everybody's going to really have a good time. And if you get there at 4 o'clock when the doors open for the meet and greet, you could virtually stay there till 10:30 at night when it's all over. So you'll get a full day of pro wrestling. We have got some unbelievable prizes that we're going to be raffling off. I mean, autograph prizes, things like that. And we're also going to be crowning the Bruno San Martino Heritage Champion at the end of the night. And that's going to be the winner of a Battle Royal, which will be occurring at the end of the matches. So we just got a whole lot of things going on. And if you happen to come out for the show, you're going to see, I mean, you will get your fill of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sounds like it's going to be a great event. I will try to be there at 4 o'clock, Dan. Smokin, Jim, and I have a prior obligation before, which ends at 4, but we may be there, at 4 o'clock, but I'll be there in time for the matches to start at least.
Good.
And those of you who didn't hear earlier, Smokin Jim and I will be involved in an event coming up 12 to 4 p.m., sponsored by the Achieving Greatness people who gave me my award for achieving greatness last year, and I want to thank them again for that. Smokin Jim and I will be there. Bill Neal, you can come on out and talk. It's about trying to fix the world and some other things. And those of you who don't know, and Dan, I don't know if you knew or not or know, I am running for county council at large in 2027 against Bethany Hallam. So I want to let everyone know that as well.
Yeah, you did mention that. Good for you.
Yeah, I'm going to be running against her in 2027. I already got my campaign stuff getting ready to get rolling as well. So, Smokin Jim, you have any final thoughts or anything you want to talk about, Dan, before we let him go?
No, I'm excited about Saturday. It's going to be a great day.
Oh yeah, Dan always puts on a great show. The Pros of Wrestling, man, they put on some really classy shows. You ought to head out, get your tickets. Dan, tell them how they can get their tickets, whatever tickets are left.
Yeah,
you know.
You could go on eventbrite.com, which is our ticket agency that we use. You could buy tickets there. Everything, all the ringside are sold out, and we've got a bunch of the general admission already sold out. So there are still general admission seats available. So I would advise you, so you don't want to wait in lines and things like that. You're better off getting them online ahead of time. The general admission tickets are only $20. So, they're going to be, they're still good seats, but they're going very, very quickly. So, like I said, this is the biggest pre-sale we've ever had in all the years I've been promoting wrestling.
Wow. Geez, that's great. That's good to hear. I really, it's great to hear, Dan. It's great to hear that you're doing well there and everything else. So, all right, Dan, thank you for being part of the program. Much appreciated as always. And we'll see you Saturday.
Sounds like a plan. I'll see you then.
All right. Thank you. Dan POLINSKY, the owner of the Pros of Wrestling, and he does a really good job with his shows as well. And so, so head on out to this event. Bruno Forever, lots of dignitaries, including myself and Smokin Jim Frazier will be there. We're dignitaries too, Smokin Jim, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got it. All right, Smokin Jim, let's get started. Your thoughts on the Elimination Chamber. Let's get started with that.
Why don't you start it off, bro?
All right. Well,
I'll jump in.
Well, I thought the women's match was good until we saw Jay. I thought the women's match was really going to be interesting, and then it end up being a woman short because Jay Cargill came out and got a revenge on Naomi, and then to come to find out Naomi was the person who did it. We found out this past Friday that she was the one who destroyed Jay Cargill, got her out of the way so she could step in and work with Bianca Belair and become the tag team championship belt, saying Jade's taking advantage of her and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So we'll see what happens with this. But I thought that the Charlotte, I kind of suspected that it was going to be an interesting match, and it's interesting to see now. It's going to be Bianca Belair versus Io Sky because Rhea Ripley dropped the ball last week against Io Sky and ended up losing her belt. Your thoughts on this scenario here?
Well, I was surprised. I thought that I didn't think that Naomi had anything to do with it, even though there was speculation there, especially when you've seen, some others walking away in the background. But I tell you what, Jade looks great after the injury. She's in shape. And do you think that her and Bianca will get back together?
I've said this once and I'll say it again. Okay. Jade Cargill is a singles wrestler. When she was in AEW, if you watched it, she was mostly a singles wrestler. Now, there was times when she did team up with her crew, like she had a couple of those girls in there with her or whatever. And she would team up occasionally. But most of the time, 98% of her career that I saw at AEW was a singles career. And I don't think, I think the WWE knows this. And I think Jade Cargill is going to be a singles champion sooner than later.
Okay, you have always said that.
Yes, I have, and There's a lot of things I say that I'm right about, and there's some things I say I'm wrong about. But you know what?
I
I'm
tell you
mostly
what,
right.
man, more times than not, you're right, brother.
That's it. That's it. So I thought the Elimination Chamber as a whole was pretty decent. The men's match, I was, really well. I wasn't surprised it was John Cena. I knew it was going to be. I predicted it because I said he was going to try to get his 17th title, which now the way it's looking like he could be doing it. The rumor I'm hearing is he's going to win the belt at WrestleMania, become 17-time world champion, beat Ric Flair. SummerSlam comes around. Cody Rhodes is going to retain his title. That's the story I'm hearing right now. But the wild card you got to worry about is the Money in the Bank. That's the one you got to worry about, because if whoever gets the case could step up and end up winning the title somewhere in between. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's the rumor I'm hearing right now. I kind of suspected John Cena was going to win that match, and I said it. I was glad Logan Paul didn't, because I can't stand Logan Paul, and I'm glad he didn't win it. I kind of was surprised. I knew it was John Cena, but I was rooting for Seth Rollins. I really kind of wanted him to win it, or CM Punk or something to that effect. But I hope that the WWE has something else up their sleeve, and I think they do. I think it's going to be CM Punk versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, or it's going to be Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns in a triple threat match or a cage match or something like that. That's my prediction for WrestleMania. We'll see if that's the way it goes. Your thoughts, Smokin, Jim, on the men's match?
You make good points. I think if John Cena does break Ric Flair's record, I don't think he'll hold it long. Like you said, somebody will cash in. I think that Rhodes, I think if he loses the title, whenever he does lose the title, I think it'll be a long time, if ever he gets the title back.
I don't think he wants it back. I think he just wants to get his number 17 and be gone. That's what I believe.
No, I'm talking about Rhodes.
Oh, Cody Rhodes. Yeah, it could. Yeah. It could be difficult if the person who has Money in the Bank decides to cash in between WrestleMania and SummerSlam. Okay, if that happens,
I think if Rhodes loses that, if he loses the belt, whenever he does lose the belt, he may never get it back again.
Well, I'll tell you this. Let me say this. Here's my prediction. I think Cody Rhodes is going to be in the Money in the Bank match, and I think he's going to win it. That way he can control his own destiny. You see what I'm getting at?
He'll be in the Money in the Bank?
Yes. I think he'll win it. I think he'll come back and beat John Cena, and I think he'll get his belt back. That's my thoughts on that. I think he'll be in the Money in the Bank match.
Interesting.
Yes, it is. And I think SummerSlam, if it's not going to be Cody versus John Cena, I think the Final Boss versus Cody. Final Boss is looking for that match sooner or later, one-on-one.
How about Roman Reigns?
Yeah, Roman Reigns too. I think he's going to start getting into the title picture. I just saw a report yesterday that a couple of the Fatus are starting to roll their way into the WWE, and Zilla is one of them, and there's another Fatu that's going to work his way in. There's two of them, and I hear they're going to join up with Roman Reigns, and he's going to form another bloodline with different people. But I'm interested to find the match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I thought was one heck of a match. Despite the fact that Sami Zayn got hurt real bad, but I thought that was the best match of the night. Your thoughts on this?
Well, Sammy didn't get hurt as bad as he could have.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Because he was getting ready to get put through concrete.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
If it wasn't for Orton.
Right. Exactly.
But that was great. I mean, those guys, what they put their body through is incredible.
Oh,
but let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Do you think Yeats will win a title?
Who? Oh, you mean Jey Uso? Yes, I believe he will, because I'm going to tell you why. It's about money. The Yeet movement, the merchandising sales are up sky high. His stuff is selling like water. They can't keep it on the shelves. I ought to know, because my daughter called me up and said she wanted one. I sent her a Yeet sweatshirt. I could barely get her size. So I'm telling you right now, I think they're going to go with Jey Uso for the fact that he's a popular with the fans and the Yeet movement. I think it's his time too.
Very, very well said. Very well said.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get the title off of Gunther. I'd like to see Jimmy Uso get a title in, eventually here or there. That way they both could have singles titles, just like the Motor City Machine Guns. When they were in TNA and ROH, they used to have singles titles. In fact, when they were in TNA some time ago, one of them had the world title and the other one had the X Division title of the Motor City Machine Guns. So, I mean, it could happen. That could be the case. So, the tag team division is starting to become a cluster here. We're going to find out who's going to win these titles against DIY. Also, it looks like the Viking or the War Raiders are going to continue their pursuit of keeping the titles. I think they represent them well. I think the Street Profits could become the champs. What do you think about that, Smokin? Jim turning heel, New Day as well. What do you think?
I think you got a bunch of average tag teams out there.
Yeah.
Nothing to get excited about. I mean, they're good wrestlers, but they're average, and there's no really a dominant, only dominant tag team right now, and it's the Hurt Syndicate.
Well, yeah, that's an AEW though. Yeah, the Hurt Syndicate, man.
They would run through the WWE right now.
Oh, I know. You know what? The Outlanders, they have no chance. No chance at all against the Hurt Syndicate. The Outlanders there in AEW think they have an opportunity at Revolution on Sunday. If they think they have a chance, you know what? I got swampland in Florida with alligators in it for sale. So, that's my thoughts on the Outlanders versus the Hurt Syndicate. Yeah. Oh, yes. Speaking of that, while we're on AEW, this Sunday Revolution coming up, some great matches as usual. John Moxley versus Adam Copeland again. We're going to see how that goes. That rivalry needs to end. It's getting old, and but I know that Copeland is out to take down John Moxley, and I hope this is the last time, and I hope he takes him down eventually here. But also, you have MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. That's the match I'm interested in. What do you think of that match, Smokin' Jim?
Man, woo! Tell you what, man, that's gonna be
a fight. That's gonna be a war.
Yeah, what you think?
I think it's a coin toss, but I think MJF will pull it out. I think AEW is getting ready to put the title back on him.
Did you see? MJF had an imposter dressed like him.
Yeah,
and they was beating. That was so good, man. I didn't see that one coming.
Oh,
man.
Neither did I.
He's a wise. He's a clever dude. Man.
Oh, he is. He's a smart guy, and sooner or later he's going to be champ again. I think so. I don't know how, but I think he will. So,
what do you think about Ricochet?
I'm not used to seeing him in a suit and a tie and, being the heel, but it's, what? It fits his character, though. I mean, hey, remember Hulk Hogan resurrected his career as a heel when he was in the NWO. So if he can do that, Ricochet, I like Ricochet's character. The only thing is I was quite surprised that the Hurt Syndicate didn't take him or have him as part of the group. So,
Yeah.
By the way, while we're talking about AEW, there's going to be an influx of former WWE wrestlers coming in. You got Mustafa Ali working his way in. You have AJ Curtis, formerly known as Top Dollar, going to be working his way in shortly. You got it could even be a few other guys, but right now, I don't think TNA is going to lose too many wrestlers anymore because the only ones to lose are the ones that really are unhappy. Because I see a lot of them starting to come into the WWE with this partnership. But there are some that are going to be part of AEW. The Hardys, on the other hand, are the TNA World Championship. The rumor I'm hearing is they're going to lose the belts. They're going to come to the WWE. They're going to win the belts again, and they're going to finish their careers. I hear this might be their last year. Your thoughts on the Hardys?
Man, I tell you what, man, how are they still wrestling at that level at their age, man?
Yeah,
That's amazing. It's amazing. I thought one day I tuned in. I said, "Is this their kids?" But then I seen the gray and the beard a little bit. Man, it's just amazing.
Yes, it is.
Putting their body through that week in and week out, day in and day out, all those years, man. That's incredible.
Oh yeah, did you hear about the oh man, you got Bubba Ray Dudley and Undertaker and all that on that one show on A&E. It's kind of like they're training people, and it's like a contest to get into the WWE, and they have a whole bunch of people, legends there doing that, and so it's an interesting show. And one guy said something to Bubba Ray Dudley, and he smacked him upside the head. So you're trying to get into the WWE, and the last person you want to piss off is Bubba Ray Dudley. You know what I mean? So what do you see at WrestleMania? Do you see Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu, or what do you see versus Solo Sikoa? What do you see here with that?
Oof, man, there's so many good guys up and coming. What you think, bro?
Well, Solo Sikoa is a lost soul swimming in a fishbowl since he lost his title.
Yeah.
He has he has no idea what he's doing, and I don't know what they have for him. Jacob Fatu, on the other hand, I think he's an up and coming wrestler. I mean, Braun Strowman put his best into Jacob Fatu, and Fatu just came up and looked at him and smiled, and I'm like, oh my gosh, So, but Braun, I like Braun against Fatu. That's an even match, I think. I think that's going to be pretty interesting to see where that goes. That could be you could see some triple threat matches in this WrestleMania because of the way this is going right now. You know what I mean? And then I'd like to see Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. I want to see that match. What do you think?
Yeah, I would love to see that as well.
Yeah, I would like to see that match. And I got to tell you, Cody Rhodes made a comment once when he was fighting the Bloodline in regards to Tama Tonga. Him and Tama Tonga had some great matches when he was in New Japan Wrestling. And he said, Tong, you are such a good wrestler. I don't understand why you're with these clowns here. That was that time when the Bloodline was strong. Solo Sikoa's bloodline, by the way. And he had said that, Tama Tonga, that they might have some plans for him, and then if Tonga Loa comes back, them two could be tag team titles holders. They're good wrestlers. They came from New Japan Wrestling. They've been wrestling all around the world before they came to the WWE. They're the sons of Haku. And so, we'll see what goes on with them. I think there's going to be some tag team gold in there. Smokin' Jim, what do you think about that?
Man, you said it well, man. I agree with you.
And also, I want to talk a little bit about Randy Orton. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, WrestleMania. I believe that's going to happen. What do you think?
It has to. It has to.
Do you think it'll be a triple threat match or 3 men in a cage or something with because Sami Zayn's going to want to get involved? What do you think of that?
Well, I don't know if Sami will be healthy by then.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly correct. You are not wrong on that one. But I like the idea. I didn't expect Randy Orton to be back, but sometimes you sit there and you look at some of these things, and I say to my wife sometimes, and I've been pretty good at predicting stuff. I says, I got a feeling something's going to happen, and it did. And I'll give you an example. I had said that Tiffy Time was going to cash in the case that night that she cashed it in, and I said she's going to cash it in, and guess what? She cashed it in. And I mean, sometimes I can sit there and just look at something and say, I have a feeling something's going to happen. But here's what I want to talk with you about tonight, Smokin' Jim, and everybody out there. Comment section's wide open. We're live here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X platforms, and also on the Huddle Sports Network. we are not going to be around WrestleTalk until after WrestleMania. Smokin Jim and I are going to do a post-WrestleMania show the Tuesday after the WrestleMania event, because we are occupied with Sports Corner, 32 teams in the NFL, and we're going to have, we just had some guys on today. Lou Marconi, I want to thank him, and Mike Sisak for being on the Sports Corner show to talk about NFL teams, what they're doing for free agency and the draft. And then right after the draft is over and we're done with 32 teams, we will be back with full-scale WrestleTalk for the summer and get you ready for all the events coming up. SummerSlam and the Money in the Bank, that's going to be interesting, and a whole lot more. And also on AEW this Sunday, Revolution will also be this Sunday for AEW. Some great matches going on there as well. And you have some crazy people teaming up against people they don't like, and it's just amazing what's going on with them. I'm interested to see, real quick, Smokin Jim, and I should have talked about this before because I want to get into this, the final boss and this John Cena thing with Cody Rhodes. Your thoughts on Swerve Strickland versus Ricochet? What do you think of that?
Yeah, man, that's a good rivalry, man. I enjoy it. Strickland said he'll be best known for his ring announcer wife. He got mad, but hey, that's good. I think that the Prince brings a little value to this, because since Ricochet took his robe, and man, that's going to be good, man. Those guys, I think they can really sell it, and there's some bad blood there, so I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And your Don Callis family, how about that one? You got Will Ospreay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's stepping into the pit, and we'll see what he does. He's oh my gosh. You never count out Don Callis, I'll say that. I don't like the man, but you know what? Don't ever count him out.
Don Callis is my favorite, man.
Yes, I know. Never count him out, though. That's one thing I'll say. Because you never know what he's going to come up with. He's one of the smartest guys in the world, man, as far as wrestling goes. So, all right, let's talk about a little bit about this, and then we're going to talk about Roman Reigns and CM Punk too, and that could be a feud as well coming up. What do you think about the Elimination Chamber? Your thoughts on the final boss, the Cena screw over dude there, and Travis Scott there hanging out with The Rock and all that other stuff, and what do you think of this?
Well, Logan Paul said he'll sell his soul to the final boss. So.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't, because Logan Paul would do that. You know what I mean?
But, yeah, I think it's surprised everybody, not just me, man. But to see John Cena turn like that. But man, that was great, man. Whew. I tell you what, man, that clip went all over the world 10 times and back, man.
Oh, yeah. You know what, Rock? Go bleep yourself, Hold on, man. Hold on. There we go. Go. There you go. So. Oh, my gosh. I have that feature here on my mixer, so I figure I'll just, bleep, so. Yeah, but anyway. I thought that was interesting. I didn't expect it like that. I actually really kind of thought Cody might have went ahead and did it. I actually, because there were rumors out there he was going to turn heel to try to resurrect, stuff like that. But it didn't go that way. But it was good. It was good creative by Triple H. And then, I thought the whole Elimination Chamber event was really good. I thought it was a good show. It was great to see it. And, we'll see what happens next year with it as well. All right. We have, let's talk about Roman Reigns, CM Punk, the favor, Paul Heyman. You saw last night on Raw, CM Punk was in the ring from his cage match with Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns came out, did his thing, and then went in and looked directly at CM Punk. And Paul Heyman was standing there, didn't know what to say or do. Do you think they team up, or do you think they fight? What do you think?
Well, they ain't gonna team up after last night. After,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it might have been a chance before. You know, CM Punk holds grudges, man.
Yeah, he
And
does. He does.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's just everything just fit. I mean, all of a sudden you look, Roman Reigns looks over his left shoulder, sees Paul Heyman in the ring talking to CM Punk and CM Punk. Oh man, you could have. That was classic. I didn't see
Oh, it
that
was.
coming,
It
man.
was. Yes,
But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because you know everything, brother.
I do. I kind of do. Go ahead.
Who was the guy in the American-made mask
Oh,
that
come on.
jumped?
That was Chad Gable. Come on, seriously. You know, and Chad Gable paid some guy to be arrested to go out with the police because Chad Gable was behind that mask. Did you see that suplex? Did
Okay,
you see that
okay,
suplex? That suplex right there said it was Chad Gable when he
okay,
suplexed him into the steps.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. That makes sense. That threw me off when I seen Chad Gable being interviewed and the guy being taken away.
Yeah.
Okay, I
No,
got
he
you.
paid
All
somebody for
right,
that.
thanks,
Yeah.
Ralph. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes
But
sense.
you know what? It could have been Ivy now. It could have been her in that mask being hauled away by the police because it was somebody that was
Okay.
kind of short, it could have been anybody in that mask. He
That
could have
was
paid
funny.
somebody $100 and said, "Here, you want to go away with the
Yeah,
police?"
yeah.
Well, WWE's good at creating drama. Look at when they
Hmm.
remember when they arrested Vince McMahon back in the '90s. Remember they arrested Vince McMahon? That was funny. It's like, I'm not going. And then they arrested Briscoe and they arrested Patterson and Steve Austin had him arrested. Oh my gosh, that was some classic funniness right there, man. That was the days. The ruthless aggression back in the '90s. Wow.
Yes,
When
sir. Yes, sir.
the fight with WCW. Jeez. Oh, by the way, those of you WCW fans, Eric Bischoff is part of that show. The one I was telling you about from A&E. I forgot to mention that.
Wow.
Yep, he's part of that, Eric
Wow.
Bischoff. So he's kind of stayed out of the limelight. He has a podcast that he does. He's been doing some consultations with the different wrestling companies. I know he was involved in MLW somehow. They just fired him or didn't re-sign his contract or something, but he's been getting around lately. I think he needed a rest, a break after the fall of WCW, and then he came back with WWE, and he took a long break. He has a beautiful home up in Wyoming. I watched the documentary on him, and he's doing good for himself. He wrote a book about the business of wrestling, and Eric Bischoff. I'm excited about Saturday's event, Smokin' Jim. I can't wait to meet Corey Graves. I can't wait to meet Stan Hansen. I can't wait to meet Sam Adonis again. I loved Sam. I met him last time at the WrestleRex event down in the Strip District. So it's going to be a great event Saturday, Smokin' Jim.
Yeah, I can't wait either, man. It's gonna be. I tell you what, man. What a blessing that we have promoters in the area that can put on events like this and bring in these kind of people. And if anybody deserves this, it's Bruno. What Bruno sold out Madison Square Garden 188 times. That's incredible.
He still has the record. He
Yeah,
still has the record. He sold it out more than Hulk Hogan, but anyway, any final thoughts, Smokin' Jim? We're getting ready to wrap things up, or?
No, great show as usual, Ralph. Great job.
No, thank you. We had a good time here today, and when we come back from the after WrestleMania, we're going to have a great, phenomenal show. I'm going to try to round up a couple guests for that show as well. Bubba couldn't be with us tonight. I was trying to round up Bubba Brewer. He's getting some events together, Smokin' Jim. I think he's got 5 set up for this year for the Allied Powers Wrestling Federation. So,
Wow, yeah, because he always comes back after football season, right?
Yeah, he waits till after football season because he don't want to interfere with football, So, but that's okay if you have it on a Saturday. Just don't have it on a Sunday while the Steeler game's going on, So, hey, speaking of that, real quick, I remember back in the day, when I drove a cab, when the Steeler game went on, the whole city shut down. And, when you drive a cab, everybody would go to the airport, listen or watch the game. Like, you used to have those little weenie TVs you could plug into your cigarette lighter. And people would watch the game at the airport, all the cab drivers. By the time the game was over, which was about 2 hours or so, then the airport lots start moving. You get into town. By the time you get into town, you're picking up Steeler fans, because the game ended. And then also, too, Smokin' Jim, here's the pattern, and I don't know if it still goes on. If the Steelers won, everybody was late for work Monday morning, okay? Because everybody went out and partied all, happiness, Steelers lose, Smokin' Jim, everybody's on time for work. So, yeah, that used to be the pattern, but I don't think it is anymore. So, I'm not sure, if you go out on Sunday morning at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, you see a bunch of traffic, the bar's closed early. So there you go.
Wow. Hey, what's happening at the PPG Arena tonight?
Oh,
Penguins, they played last night, but
yeah.
they ain't playing again tonight, are they?
I don't know. There might be a concert or something going on. I think, wait a minute, they have something going on. Disney or something, or tractor pull or something. They got something going on. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. They got a couple of events going on up there, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I wish them a lot of luck with safety downtown. That's all I can say. I go no further. So, But anyway, all right, folks, don't forget this Saturday, the triple header of Ralph. And here we are here with the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno show. It starts at 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 92.5 FM, 1250 a.m. The Answer. Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno show. Our guest this week, Derek Turner, the police chief for the new Mon Valley Regional Police Department. And we got a lot to talk about, including about the mayor's race in the city of Pittsburgh. As always, Chris Ragland retiring. We're going to talk more about that. There's some facts that came up about that in the city council meeting, and a whole lot more for this. It's going to be a great show, as always. We're beating the Big K in the ratings, and I'm so happy about that, because sooner or later, the phone will ring and we'll be on the Big K, but not yet. So, we'll see. But anyway, we're on 1250 The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial. All right. And then also, don't forget at 9 a.m., as part of the Triple Header, Ralph the Sports Rap Show with me, Ralph Williams, Scott Morganroth, Leo Haggerty, and a special guest when available. And we have a lot to talk about this Saturday, free agency in the NFL, where everybody's going and coming and going. And then we're going to continue our series, Smokin' Jim. We're doing a series on the best players for all the teams. But what we're doing is every week we're doing a different conference or a different division. So this week we're going to be doing the AFC East and the AFC South. So just to let everyone know, or I'm sorry, the AFC East and the AFC West we're doing this week. We did the South last week, and best players ever on each team. So we're breaking that up. Smokin' Jim, Luther, Claudio, and I on the Sports Corner show. We did it. We did the Pat McAfee list, but we added our own players for that. All right. And there's a picture of me with Congo Kong at the WrestleRex. What a beautiful picture that is, huh? Wow. So, got to talk to Congo Kong, got to take a selfie with him. Nice guy. All right. Don't forget 2 to 3 p.m. Saturday as well. 92.5 The Answer, FM, 1250 a.m. The Answer, the Sports Corner radio show with me, Ralph Williams, Smokin' Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree. All right, Smokin' Jim, any final thoughts before we go?
No, man. Great show, brother.
All right. And catch Smokin' Jim tonight, 7 o'clock, Pittsburgh Sports Line, Bethel Park TV, if you live in Bethel Park. If you don't, go on to YouTube and Facebook. Pittsburgh Sports Line will be broadcasting live. Al Levine, the Talking Machine, Smokin' Jim Frazier. What is Mike Rohde is his name? That dude, Mike, right? Am I right on that one?
Yeah, Mike Rohde.
Yeah, Mike Rohde and excuse me. oh, I'm sorry. Nick Callis. Oh my. I can't say his name. Oh man. Excuse me. All right. Anyway, That's coming up at 7 o'clock tonight, so please tune into that. And also, South Florida Tribune's got a few shows going on tonight with Scott Morganroth. Tune into them as well. For Smokin, Jim Frazier, I am Ralph Williams. Have yourself a great night, and please be safe.